I talk about Monster, and I'm going to pick on these guys, but I want to show you this example. Monster right now is $1 billion in revenue. $1 billion in revenue. They have a $6 billion market cap. And that means that there are people out there that own a lot of Monster stock that are saying these guys are really valuable, they own the industry. Show of hands, how many folks here post your jobs on Monster? And you know why we do it? Because we feel like, what else am I going to do? Right? I mean, you ask folks, why do you do it? And you say, well, I really want direct employers to work well, but it's not getting enough traffic for us. We still need other sources. And Monster they're the big guy. They're the big kahuna out there. And so let me actually ask this other ways. How many of you post your jobs on either Monster or Career Builder? One of the two of them. So pretty much about 80% of the room. Let me show you what a job search on Monster exists of today. And this is, again, not to pick on these guys, but these guys are literally printing money with a crap product. I mean, it's like they have an ATM machine back in their office in Boston, and they literally are just printing money with a product that, first of all, they've taken their site, it's like NASCAR here. It's like every single ad you can imagine. Really not a great candidate experience. They've got this message they're selling here: double your chances of getting hired by posting your resume on Monster. All right, come on, what kind of a false promise is that? Do you know where this data comes from? They actually looked at data of people who search for jobs on Monster versus people who post their jobs on Monster, and said if they post a resume on Monster, and say if you post your resume on Monster, you're twice likely to get hired than if you just search for a job and apply. That's just crazy. Right? I mean, that's just funny numbers. They're pitching you this, pitching you that, but now let me show you this. This really aggravates me. This is, you're a company here spending money to put your jobs on Monster, right? Well, this is what your candidates are getting when they search for a job on Monster today. Every single job search they do, the first thing they get is special offer, you're guaranteed to receive some kind of cash. Right? And for the average job seeker, this doesn't even tell us the net. Right? So they're entering this information thinking, oh, this is how I get hired. In fact, what they're doing is they're giving their personal information to some companies who Monster basically pimped out their site to. That's not a good experience.
Wow.
That's not a great candidate experience. And I'll tell you, you go in every single search on Monster, you do this. And why does this happen? The reason why this happens is because Monster.com is a public company that is entirely reliant on keeping up their stock price. They've got to keep growing that $1 billion in revenue. And there are recruiters out there that are looking at data, like the data that I just showed, that are saying, hey, this stuff's not efficient, we're going to start moving our dollars elsewhere, and they're scared. And I'm not saying that Monster is going to go away tomorrow, but those guys are saying, oh my God, we've got to keep our revenues growing. You're going to hear from Paul Forster at Indeed. Indeed right now has 1.7 million unique visitors visiting their site. That's a big number. Monster didn't have that kind of competition just a year ago. And that's just people that are finding the site on their own through general search traffic and saying, I can go directly to finding the jobs wherever they are versus having to go to Monster to participate in that miserable experience.